If you're thinking of going down the loop pedal route, try the iOS ones first, because they're rather good. Here we are then with the L7 Looper by Audiokit. Fantastic piece of software, and I'm going to just get on and use it and explain a little bit afterwards. Just before we start, I'm going to set my loop to 4 bars, my maximum loop length. There is a reason for calling it a maximum loop length at the moment. That will become clear. Beats per minute, I'm going to change to 120. There we go. And going to keep it in 4/4 time with the metronome top right switched on. So, I've got my hybrid guitar bass to save a bit of time. Okay, so from start to finish, it didn't stop, it didn't waver, there were no clicks, pops, anything, nothing at all. I was able to layer that up on the fly without the iPad going, Ugh. This works on an iPhone as well. Right, now I've got a 4-bar loop that I made initially, then I set it to do another 4-bar loop, then I set it to do a 2-bar loop. Now this is something that lots of the hardware loopers don't do. If you set loop, it'll just loop it the same length as the initial one. But what it does is it just puts 2 versions in so that it just fills up the time. If I tap on one of these, or a couple of them maybe, there we go, you can get rid of some of the shorter versions of the loops that you put in. So we had a 2-bar and then a 1-bar loop, and then I put the drums on at the end. So we can now go to the output effects. Now this doesn't mean effects, it just means dealing with input and output, but with the effects combined. You can record with effects, but I've always cautioned against that. It's a bit like recording reverb onto tape. Would you do it? I don't know, because you haven't got the choice afterwards, but some people like a little bit of reverb when they're recording. So we've got our 5 tracks here. With volumes, we've got pan, left and right, reverb. So let's just have a play. Double tapping any of the effects just returns it to its default value, which is off. But the volumes, you can see here, you can also mix the volumes. So maybe I just want to have those supporting guitars a little bit quieter, leaving the bass and the drums louder. And there you have it. You can just keep on recording. Now, what happens if I want to put an 8-bar something? Well, if I go back to the input and set my maximum loop length to 8 bars, what it does is essentially take that 4-bar mix that I just did and repeat it. This gives you added effects, added power, because you can then start switching stuff on or off. You could have maybe that, well, as you can see on the display there. So if I'm going to set an 8-bar loop now, it means that I've just got something that I can record over those 4 bars, and it does hide the fact that the stuff is looped as well. That's the beauty of recording longer things. Shame I made a mistake on those octaves, but there we go. That's one way of working. So we've had a tempo and we've just recorded stuff to it, and it's just kept going and done its thing regardless. Now the other way of working, if I go to sessions and new session, just name it something, there we go. We've got this little button called auto threshold here. This is where you can record something at your own tempo without any reference at all, and then layer over that. And this is really where it gets clever, because it actually tells you what the tempo is. Not too bad, it's okay. But 87.2 beats per minute is what it thought that I was playing this at. This is really important, because actually you can export stuff from this onto any other digital audio workstation. And if you export the loops and you say 87.2, they'll all line up. It's really smart, because if you use this on a live gig and you think, oh, I really like that. Oh, I want to record. Oh, I've got the loops, I've got the tempo. And there you go. It's all there. It's absolutely all there. Now, just looking at the output effects again, of course, you've got the same sort of controls that you had before. We can have reverb on the drum. Etc. You can see how powerful it is, and actually it's really good practice for keeping your timing as well. Really good. Just using something like this just really would sort out all sorts of rhythmic sort of features in your playing and internalizing those rhythms. So there we are, the L7 Looper by Audiokit. I hope you like, because I do.